Anyway, so that's what this is, Josue. So, his clothing line, check it out. So I was trying to decide on what I want to talk about today because there is always something to talk about. I try to not rehash old material and things like that, but sometimes that happens. So mostly, I guess what I want to do in these couple of minutes is talking about my Samba teacher, Martha, had a carnival here in Sacramento. She's been doing it for years. And long story short, I've only been to maybe one, and I don't even know that it had been going on. I don't know. I'm just not paying attention or whatever all these years that I've known her. And so I decided, so anyways, great lineup, performance, party, lots of great, amazing things, for lack of a better word, amazing. But so we are, with that being said, we, at this point in life, I would like to help build our group, especially of drummers. And so while I've been getting kind of discouraged, the point of the story is that I'm going to go on and continue and try to get us more exposure with performances, different nonprofits and different things like that. If you've heard me talk about St. John's here in Sacramento, no religious affiliation, and I volunteered in the kitchen with them for like over 10 years. So they're an 18-month empowerment program for women that come from domestic violence, and it doesn't have to be, also homelessness. And basically they just prepare them and equip them to go back out there, and they house them and offer all these workshops. And I've taught about one. So I'm trying to get us some more exposure in different things, again, in building our group. And a large part of that whole thing that's very so meaningful to me, as I got up in front of people, I was talking about how Brazilian music and all of that has been part of my healing, and is basically, right, like therapy without talking. And I could go on in this segment about talking about all those sorts of things that maybe some of you might find interesting. But I want to focus around getting up and talking in front of people, which I never thought I would be able to do without some sort of anxiety. And I got a little bit of practice, or I have gotten a little bit more practice over the years, especially when I went and spoke at a beauty school. And I think there were probably like 200 some people in there. And this one may have been like 100 people. But what I wanted to say about that, in terms of maybe what you've heard about before, is yes, the more you become confident in what you're speaking about and yourself, you won't be so fearful. I can tell you that. Like, I had no anxiety. It was very casual. It wasn't even like, oh my gosh, what if I say the wrong thing? Or I did walk away and listen to some choice words, I guess, I used that I wish maybe I could have explained a little bit more, but I was really trying to make it short. So the bit of advice that I want to give, other than from a person who never thought I would speak in front of people, didn't really have social skills, and I was an introvert, it's almost like, how along this path, how did I come to this place, aside from learning the social skills. But not only having social skills, you have to somehow build this type of confidence, right, to be able to talk. And aside from social skills, comedy also helps, and that has become more natural with age. And I think that definitely helps, right, when you can make your audience laugh. But the best piece of advice that I would like to give in this situation, for those of you, it doesn't mean that you're thinking about it, but maybe you still have some of this anxiety when you are speaking in public. It's, if you come at it from the perspective of, not a lot of people are necessarily paying attention to what you're talking about, especially if they're not, acquaintance, friends, or something, like Marta's audience. These are all people that love and support her. So maybe they wanted to listen a little bit more, especially when I start off by saying everybody has a story. You don't have to have been abused to heal something. And I never knew that there was something to heal. So the story that I was sharing on there was how I came to find her music. And it was all very natural to me. I almost wish I said more funny things, because afterwards, then I just kept thinking, oh, that would have been funny if I said that. But I consider it practice. Is that okay? So maybe those people are a little bit more interested because of the love of Martha and me knowing her for so long and sharing with everybody things that I've never told her before. And so if you are ever in these situations where, just remember that a lot of the things in your mind that you're fearful of are false. And when I say that, I mean, I do like that acronym. There's a lot of them for fear. False evidence appearing real. I like that because I've learned so much of how there were so many illusions in my mind that I would build up and were not true. And like, it's not as bad as I thought. They weren't thinking that. I thought they were thinking that. I mean, you can't ask every person in the room, but I don't know what anybody's thinking. But a lot of things that I feel like we go into ourselves that we are worrying about, people are not even paying attention, not even caring, thinking about other things. Who even knows what the hell that they are thinking about? Maybe it's for dinner. When is this shit over with? Are they sexting? Are they on their phone? What are they doing? And so if that makes you feel any better, it does me. And I think that also comes from that whole life experience thing, when I've realized that everybody, yes, I knew people had stuff going on in their lives, but I didn't know how much it could be in moments like this. Literally, somebody is not paying attention to what you are talking about, and you are so scared, or having anxiety, thinking all these things in your mind that are not true, right? Wasted energy. I feel like it's wasted energy. And I think also, on that note, is that the body sensations and all these things that, I can't speak very much on the medical, technical, emotional sides of things, but we'll just base it off of the heart beating fast, the sweating, these all sorts of things. Maybe it will be different, right? If it was 500 or 1,000 people, I don't know. Maybe that will be the next test. But we also don't know how to work with our body. We don't know what to do when it reacts like that. Maybe some people do. I don't know, right? But when I had my first panic attack, with a family member, with the confrontation that led me down the path of self-defense, is that I didn't know. I never really, I guess, felt that before, right? The heart palpitations, the erraticness, the everything. I don't know that I was sweating, but that wasn't normal to me, right? And then after that, as I learned through other things and talking to first responders and things like that, learning about vicarious trauma and experiencing things like, oh, is that like kind of a mild heart attack? That's when I started exploring more of these different things, and people talking about, the adrenaline rush and all these different things, because I hadn't really experienced my body's reactions on that sort of level when it came to conflict. We'll just say conflict, or sometimes you hear people yelling or fighting or whatever in public, and I get a little bit nervous, but I never had anything like what my body was doing during that time. So learning about your body, how it reacts, those different things, they're going to benefit you. And I'm not saying that if you get in these moments and you're going to remember to breathe, because I know that I didn't. What happened with me, I was doing some yoga thing that weekend and I didn't even incorporate the breathing in there. But I still highly recommend that, to learn about these different things that go on with our body and what you can do. And they will always say, to do the certain breathing technique, do these different things to kind of learn to control your reaction and your responses. And acupressure is one of those things too. So I'm not saying you're going to remember all of these things in these moments. I'm just trying to give you some tips for if you are gonna go. It doesn't even have to be public speaking, people. It could just be approaching somebody. for whatever interest you're interested in them romantically. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Hopefully that I was clear, but you wouldn't think there would be so much to talk about after this party thing, but if I really sit down and think about it and want to re-record this, I will come back and talk about it, because there were a lot of different things to talk about, including drumming. Excuse me, for those of you that aren't following me in terms of me still kind of considering being a beginning drummer, and I got to keep it really simple, and it takes a lot of repetition for me, and just learning anything, right? Because I'm basically learning by ear, basically. So since I was not a musician, so this is going to be fun. And I plan to have more stories to tell you, more adventures, more different things, more excitement, more exciting things, because the weather is getting much better and I love this. I'm a sun person. If anything, this is the one thing that I know consistently will always make me happy, because I love the sun. I don't know if I have that seasonal affective disorder or not. I don't know, but I keep thinking that I do. So I will see you all in the next video and leave you with the next time you have to do something like this, approaching somebody, speaking in front of people. The best way, one of the best ways I think is to prepare is even writing out something before you start, kind of like coaching yourself, right? Is that, what are these fears that you have? What are you scared about speaking, or you're asked to speak, right? What are these different things? I'm sure they will tell you, a lot of people, not a lot of people, some people might say, it's kind of like a performance. So some people can actually, they might be really good about just pretending to be somebody else. And we would never know. We would never guess, right? It's like, it's role playing, it's acting. So once you get over that hump of the jitters or the sweating or the whatever, I think we feel like it's going to last the whole time too. Because I also know I've gotten that I consider it pretty severely, of the heart palpitation, heart racing, and all that sort of stuff. And it doesn't feel like it's going to go away at all. So once you push through that, it's all good. And again, once I guess have rehearsed or done whatever it is I need to do, I would be more prepared. So that might actually prepare me more than holding any damn crystal or breathing or whatever it is. It's like practice. Everything, all of it takes practice, people. If you are interested in learning and growing and changing yourself and challenging yourself. And I said I was going to stop this video, but the last part that I wanted to say, in case I don't re-record this again, is the funny thing. One of the funny things that I said to people at Carnival was to go challenge themselves, even to go dance one time, because it definitely challenged me, because of my punk rock snob days, that I've talked about this before, that dancing in a sexy way with my hips is so dumb. Like I almost even started it in the first sentence, not almost, I did, saying that I looked at Martha, or would have looked at her like a cheerleader I would have made fun of in high school, by saying, what she got it, was she smiling, was she got to be all happy and shit, just hugging people and being happy. And I laugh at myself, but I was recommending to them that just to challenge themselves to go to a class and try something new. And this is about community love and how therapeutic it is, even if you go to one class and you never come back again. So I like the challenges, I guess. I never thought I would need so much challenge in life. All right, I'm going to go now. I'm burning up, and I will talk to you in the next video. Okay.